welcome to this week's newsletter. This week we'll start with the US Open. Did you see it? Bryson DeChambeau absolutely tore the golf course apart, okay? Wingfoot, really difficult golf course, one of the hardest in the world, so Tiger reckons. A lot of golfers didn't play it very well, but Bryson DeChambeau, he won by 6 shots. He was the only man to finish under par. Bryson DeChambeau, the man in the last year, has put on 4 stone of bulk, of muscle, not weight, not fat, muscle, and hitting the golf ball 50 yards further than he was doing this time last year. Phenomenal, phenomenal. Probably will change golf in the professional game forever. Yeah, I mean, it's just incredible. He just is hitting it so far down there that he was only having wedges out the rough onto the green. And that's the game they all play these days. It's not Bryson DeChambeau. He's probably caused the biggest stir because he's changed his frame so much from a skinny little guy to a big sort of weightlifter build now, and he's put on 50 yards. But for a lot of years now, the last few US Opens, which used to be all about straight hitting, you must hit the fairway, the last few US Opens have been won by bombers. Dustin Johnson, bomber. Brooks Koepka, bomber. Gary Woodland last year, bomber. And now Bryson DeChambeau, the ultimate bomber. All hitting the ball an absolute mile, don't care if they hit the fairway, because they'd rather have a wedge out the rough, which they're going to get on the green and closer to the hole, than they would do with a 7-iron from the fairway. Fantastic golf. And if you miss the fairway, by hitting a 3-wood or a 2-iron off the tee, or if you're a short hitter, if you miss the fairway, then all of a sudden you've got a 7-iron and a rough, rather than having a wedge out the rough. So, is this the big change in golf? I think it probably is. Bryson DeChambeau was absolutely phenomenal. He wasn't just his long game, to be honest. They were all hitting it a long way. Bryson, actually, that week wasn't the longest hitter in the tournament. He was the 3rd longest hitter. But they were all having it was his short game as well. So if you combine that length with having a good short game, my word, that's a hard match, I'll tell you. Okay, so yeah, Bryson DeChambeau won by 6 shots. He beat Matty Wolff, the guy with a quirky kind of golf swing, who kind of does his little move like that, picks it up there, drops into a beautiful position on the way home. He played fabulous well, just lost his way on the back 9 on Sunday. But yeah, Matty Wolff came second. In our US Open sweepstake, Simon Hood had Bryson DeChambeau. So he has won 55 onto his Pro Shop account. Unfortunately, we didn't get all the squares sold for this time. I don't know why. There's just so much other things going on in the shop with people coming to pay for competitions. We forget to kind of ask about selling the squares. So unfortunately, we only sold half the squares this time. But Simon Hood won £55 onto his account because he drew Bryson DeChambeau. Brian McClellan, he came second because he drew Matty Wolff. Well done. He got £30 put onto his account. Louis Oosthuizen came 3rd. Is that Glenn Holmes? Yeah, Glenn Holmes. Is it Glenn? I'm not sure if it's Glenn, but Mr. Holmes. He got Louis Oosthuizen, so he got £20 onto his account. Martin Potter got Harris English, who came 4th, £10 onto his account. Xander Schauffele came 5th. Bill Ball drew him and got £5 onto his account. Justin Thomas had the lowest score of the day, so Ian Root got £10 there on day 1. Bryson DeChambeau had the lowest round on the 2nd day, another £10 for Simon. Matty Wolff got the lowest round on the Saturday, so Brian McClellan got another £10 there. And on day 4, Bryson DeChambeau was the only man to shoot under par as well, so another 67 on the last day when nobody else has shot under par. That's why he won it. Simon, who picked up another £10, so well done to all the winners. Once again, thank you for all your support. Next sweepstake will be the Masters. That's coming up in November. Next 2 majors will be the Masters. Obviously, we've got November and then the following April as well. So it'll be interesting to see what Augusta do to Bryson-proof their golf course. Just phenomenal. It's just hitting it so far. Right, next on to competition news. Not much going on over the last week or so because it was greens maintenance week. That is now all done. You'll see the greens are a little bit ropey out there at the moment. Just while all the sand, seed and all the work that goes on washes into the greens. Give it a month or so and they'll be absolutely fantastic, I'm sure. And certainly going into next season, that's exactly when we want them to be as brilliant. So yeah, a lot of work going on. Bit of rain today, it's Wednesday today, a bit of rain today, hopefully wash all that sand and seed in. But the greens don't look great, but they're playable now. So not many competitions last week because of greens maintenance. But we did have the Ladies' President's Day, which was a team competition, Rosemary Woodhouse's day. The ladies thoroughly enjoyed that, where the winners was Thelma Evans, Rosemary Hodgkin and Marion Anderson, who won with 78 points in their team competition. Well done, you three. on Friday the 18th, the ladies had their past and present captains competition where Rosemary Hodgkin won again. She got 35 points. Well done, Rosemary. Great stuff, that. On Saturday the 19th, once we're back on the main greens, we did have a roll-up Stapleford where Dan Markwell won. Well done, Dan. He won with a fantastic 43 points. Great stuff, that, Dan. Ben Verrill came second with 40 points, and Matt Out came third with 37 points. So, this week we are going to test the new Mizuno JPX 921 irons. Here in my hand I've got the Hot Metal Pro iron, which is the slightly smaller version of the Hot Metal, okay? So they produced 4 types in the 921 range, okay? They've got the Hot Metal, which is the biggest head of them all, okay? Then they've got the Hot Metal Pro, which is slightly smaller, has all the same technology in it, which we'll get into in a second. Then you've got the JPX 921 Forged, again slightly smaller head, softer head as well. And then you've got the JPX 921 Tour, which is even smaller than that. That's the one that the likes of Brooks Koepka and Tommy Fleetwood have used in the past, okay? I'm not sure if they're still using them, but they have done in the past. So yeah, we've got 4 models to get through. We're not going to try the Hot Metal. We're going to try the Hot Metal Pro. Same golf club, just slightly smaller with a slightly thinner top line, but the same technologies involved. So what have Mizuno done with the 921? Well, basically they've produced a thinner face, which is going to make the ball speeds travel a lot faster, okay? So the idea is to go further, yeah, okay? They've kind of put the heel-toe weighting in it, so it's a lot more forgiving. They've put a bit more weight in the bottom, so it launches higher. They've got 29 degrees of loft on the golf club, which is pretty good for a 7-iron, although quite strong, as they all are these days. But because of the technology in the golf club, it still should launch very high, okay? So I'm going to hit a few and let you know how they feel. This is with the Hot Metal Pro to start off with. I've got my normal KBS S-Taper S shaft in, so it shouldn't feel too different to my irons that I currently use. Let's have a go. First of all, yes, it's a game improvement club. It's quite big, but obviously it's not as big as the Hot Metal, okay? But it's a game improvement club, so it's a little bit chunky around the club head. It's not necessarily designed for golfers like me, although Mizuno have said they wouldn't be surprised if good golfers like myself put these in the bag because they are that good a golf club, okay, with all the technology that goes into them. So, yeah, behind the ball, bit chunky, but I would expect that, but not as chunky as the Hot Metal, which is the real chunky one. But it's not about that, it's all about the game improvement. It's not necessarily about looks, it's about what the ball does. So, let's have a swing, let's have a go. A little bit left, but certainly came off the face fast. Gone a long way, but it's always going to go a long way left. Let me hit 2 more. Next we're going to move on to the JPX 921 Forged model. A lot smaller, a lot thinner, and going to be a lot softer version of the Hot Metal Pro. Looks-wise, looks absolutely fantastic. Same sort of technology as in the 921 Hot Metal Pros. It's just going to be a smaller, thinner, softer version of that, aimed at the slightly better golfer who wants that bit more compact look, and also who wants to shape the ball a little bit more. That's going to be easier to do with the Hot Metal Forged. So let's give this a go. Let's see how it feels. So straight away, looks-wise, yeah, you can see the difference in the look. A lot smaller, a lot thinner top line, but the Forged should give that nice, beautiful, soft feel. Let's have a go with it then. Certainly a softer feeling golf club. Certainly for a Forged golf club, gone a long way as well. You can tell the technology is still in the club face there. Carried it 166. Let me hit 2 more again. Very nice, very good, very nice feeling, and didn't give too much yardage up for the Hot Metal Pro. So yeah, we like that. So now to the Tour model, which again is a Forged golf club and a much better looking golf club, aimed at the golfers like me, okay, the lower handicap or the pros that like their traditional looking golf clubs. A lot smaller in the head, a lot thinner top line, not as much technology going on in the golf club, although there's still plenty going on. It's still going to be reasonably forgiving because it is a cavity back, although not as forgiving as some of the others. The aim of this is they're trying to make it a bit more flighted so it doesn't balloon up in the air, which is what the good golfers want, sort of thing. They want a bit more of a penetrating directory. They don't necessarily want to get it flying up in the air. But again, it's a beautiful looking golf club. It's going to feel lovely off the club face, I'm sure. So let's give it a go and see the result. Straight away, it looks gorgeous over the golf ball. You can almost forgive it was a blade. It's not quite a blade because the top line is a little bit thicker than a traditional blade, but by looking at it at the size, it does look like a blade. Let's have a hit and let's see how it performs. Certainly flew a lot higher than I was expecting. Called it a little bit out the hill, but certainly felt nice. Obviously didn't go quite as far as what you would expect with the stronger lofted JPX Hot Metal Pros and the Forged version, but still went quite nicely. 161 carry for a slight hill strike is very good. So let's give it another go. Two more. Right, and here we go. Here are the results. You can see them all on the screen there. The red ones is the JPX 8 Hot Metal Pro, and you can see I was carrying at an average 172, rolling out to 185. Couple gone a bit left there, so that would just kind of exaggerate the results a little bit, but coming off the face really fast. Look, 119 mile an hour ball speed off the club face, coming off very, very fast. Okay, and then let's go down to the Mizuno Hot Metal Forged, and the Forged just slightly shorter as we would probably expect. 168 yards average carry, 180 total. Ball speeds just dropped down a little bit because the technology is not so good, although I did hit that a little bit straighter and maybe one out to the right a little bit. 171 look carry when I've hit one dead straight, so yeah, certainly hit that one quite well. And then down to the Forged 921 Forged, that's the Tour. I've put Forged on there, but the blue ones is the Tour, is the last one I hit. Forgot to change the name, and the numbers have dropped down to 161, but very consistent look in the distance and the direction. Look, 2 yards between front and back dispersion and 3 yards dispersion left to right. So yeah, you would get a lot more consistent ball flight out the Forged, at the Tour, sorry, as you would expect, but not the distance. Okay, so yeah, there we go. They're the results. It quite clearly states that the JPX Hot Metal Pro is the longest iron, 172 carry. The Forged is a little bit in between, and the Pro is obviously the numbers drop down, but a lot more accurate. So the great thing about the Mizuno JPX 921, with the 4 models, they've covered all bases. Yeah, there's a club there for everyone. Depending on what you're looking for in a golf club. If you're looking for more distance and having shorter irons into the greens, then the Hot Metal models are absolutely fantastic. The Pro one suits me better because it's that little bit smaller, but slightly less forgiving. So if you're looking for distance and height, then the JPX 921 Pro, Hot Metal Pro, or Hot Metal, is a brilliant iron for that. Certainly does what it says in the tin, all the technology in it, fantastic. If you're a better player and you're looking for a smaller head and a bit more controlled, then certainly the Forged and the Tour models fit that bill beautifully. Yeah, okay. So basically 4 great golf clubs, just depending what you need. I can't fault them in any way. Feel beautiful, look really nice, as you would expect from Mizuno. They do build fantastic iron golf clubs. So yeah, if you're interested in the new Mizuno JPX 921, then book yourself in for a fitting. The Mizuno, we've got so many fitting shafts there, it's unbelievable. They really do go heavily into their iron fittings. And we've got a great useful tool that we use to measure the shaft as you're swinging the golf club, as I've mentioned in previous fittings, which will just give us good recommendations on a shaft that suits you. So yeah, Mizuno, again, as always, fantastic product, fantastic golf clubs, and well worth having a look at if you are looking at a new set of irons. In shop news, we've still got our great promotion, £10 off the Ping shirts. We've still got some Srixon stock left, reduced hybrids, fairway woods, drivers and driving irons, although they've gone very popular, and Cleveland wedges reduced as well. Some great offers there, and Titleist drivers and free woods are also on offer as well, as they've all got their new ranges coming out. So some great offers in the shop if you're looking to upgrade some of your equipment to maybe some of the slightly last year's model, but great bargains to be had. Right, that's everything for this week. Thanks very much for watching. If you want to book yourself a fitting for those new Mizunos, give us a call If not, I shall hopefully see you over the week, and I look forward to seeing you all soon. Bye bye.